Hello, my name is Lumiel, and this is the Bloodborne Lorethrough, where we play through Bloodborne and discuss the lore as it's revealed through cutscenes, dialogue, item descriptions, and environmental storytelling. In the previous episode, we played through the lecture hall second floor, the lecture building second floor, and we have walked through a door and found ourselves in the Nightmare of Mensis, which you may remember as the creators of the Yaragul, the Unseen Village. They are in the upper echelons of the Healing Church, and they were performing a ritual that needed to be stopped. Perhaps the One Reborn, perhaps that is an attempt to create a Great One, or perhaps that was a way to make themselves even more powerful. So, we have just entered, and we have not yet found a lamp, but I have put on gear that will protect against frenzy. Beyond this gear, it will just be up to using blood vials, because we are going to get hit by frenzy, and we are going to find Loran's silver beasts, and we're going to find the blood-sucking leeches along the way. And so we have a large building at the end of this path, and it looks like a straight path leading right up to the building. That should be easy and no problem at all. You can hear a crying baby. So we have a Loran Silver Beast there. Looking for any ambushes. Okay, so there are the leeches. They come out of the Loran Silver Beast here. Alright. We have odd trees here. This one looks alright. That one looks pretty messed up. So, let's continue forward. There's a wandering madness here. Thank you for the blood chunks. And when we were in the Nightmare Frontier, we could see out into the horizon, and we saw masts of ships down below. And if you remember, we read a note about how the choir found a connection to the cosmos just above our heads. Perhaps that's what this Nightmare Frontier and the Nightmare of Mensis is, because we can see the tops of mountains below us. So here's the odd structure I was referring to. And again, the building up ahead. We see frenzied cold blood. And we see spikes sticking into the sky, and we heard a very strange sound when we picked it up. So let's go again. See that glowing coming from that building there? Let's walk out. That is quite intimidating. And that's what's happening. We're getting hit. And look at the frenzy meter on us. If we weren't wearing gear that protected us, that would be pretty brutal. As it is, it's still trying to climb. We could take sedatives, which would lower it. We're going to use just our gear and blood vials. And What we need to do is keep things between us and that. So it's kind of hard to deal with these guys and hide from that. So let's get back here. And see, it can still see us, so. Then we've got these. All right. And heal up. Let this block our view. Let our frenzy lower a little bit and then look ahead while we're waiting. There is a Lauren Silver Beast, which will have eels popping out too over there. There's another corpse hurt by the frenzy. That Silver Beast saw us, so he's going to come over here. We'll try to fight in what you could consider the shade of whatever this is. Alright, so there's a path over there, and there's a path over here, and again, we're getting hit off this side, but let's look behind us. I can tell you what will happen is we will get this way and find out that we can't proceed any further. Let's try to deal with these guys. And deal with the frenzy that we're getting hit with. And see, that frenzy is trying hard to fill up. So while we wait, let's look at this eye rune that we got. A secret symbol left by Carol, runesmith of Bergenworth. A transcription of I, as spoken by left behind great ones, allows one to make additional discoveries. Eyes symbolize the truth Master Willem sought in his research. Disillusioned by the limits of human intellect, Master Willem looked to the beings from higher planes for guidance, and sought to line his brain with eyes in order to elevate his thoughts. Eyes on the inside, as we've read before. This functionally allows us to find more items as we defeat enemies, so let's continue up just so we can see what's on this path. We're going to knock him off, hopefully. Nope, he's hit a wall where he's not falling anymore. Or not being pushed back. Now he falls off. And we will go up here. There is a lamp. There is a device that is not currently operable. And if you look in here, same with this. So this is more or less a dead end, but at least we took care of the Yetis or whatever they're called. And we're just getting hit with these spikes of frenzy. It's interesting the way they seem to manifest. They're not like a straight path from the thing that is up there. It's like we're actually being hit from the opposite side. So we got that Lauren Silver Beast. So it's right there in that building. There's another Lauren Silver Beast up ahead. Let's just keep moving from barrier to barrier. And try to draw out that Lauren Silver Beast. Once we get pretty close, I think, yeah, he won't be able to, I say he, but whatever that orange glow is won't be able to get us once we're close enough. So we've kind of hit that area. And so now the path continues back this way, and we have more of them. These ones will be throwing rocks at us. Once they see us. Apparently I was wrong, but there are a whole bunch of them, so I'll have plenty of opportunities to see what they do. See, there are the rocks. Bloodstone chunk. Well, he is down for a moment, so let's go ahead and alright, leaving just this guy. Alright. So we made it through them. And that takes us up to those steps, but I don't think I've ever checked over here. Apparently, okay, I was going to say apparently because there is nothing. Bet there's a bloodstone chunk. And then we have a doorway here. And let's look around. Well, that's the first thing that catches my eye. Then you see what appear to be spider eggs, which look a lot like eyeballs also, all over the place. The altar of despair that Ebrietus was at was spider-shaped as well. So if you went in, they would all drop down. And you don't want that. So let's see which, if any, we can bring out kind of one by one. And did we hit the big one? We did, so. Again, use geometry to your advantage. Don't feel like you have to fight out there in the open. Like I've said before, you've got everything else working against you in Bloodborne, so take the advantages the game does allow you. Alright. But don't think because the big one's gone, okay, problem over. We have a doorway there. But we still have plenty, so. Alright, we have a few more. By the way, that is the way you want to go there, but I don't like leaving lingering problems. But they drop down onto that, and they're going to follow around and come through there. So while we wait, let's check out here. And maybe they are losing interest and going back to where they came from. Shaman Bone Blade. But also, there's someone waiting at the end of that hallway. And here's where I said maybe they lost interest and turned back. Because they do that. I thought I got him too. Alright, so they drop lots of Quicksilver. Shaman Bone Blade, I don't know if we've ever looked at. A blade of bone coated with gruesome spinal fluid, used by the Labyrinth Watchers, in particularly those presiding over rituals. When a victim is cut by this blade, the green spinal fluid temporarily numbs the senses, disturbing the target's gross motor skills. The blade, never intended for battle, must cut deep to be effective and breaks. Slash foes to make them lose their sense of direction. It really can make some foes attack others around them. Can Cold Blood? And can we find where we were coming from that way? So over this way is where the glowing orange was. There's the path where the spiders dropped down, and we were down below. And that's where we will want to go, is through that doorway. Madman's Knowledge. And then through that doorway is a hallway. And at the end of the hallway is a hunter. Just waiting for us. The moon is not red here. There's the crying baby. Alright, let's get his attention. I don't know why that isn't stunning him, but he's using the Rosmarinus. There, we got him. Now let's charge. And he's gone. And we got a sedative. I'm just noticing these chains all over the place. Over here, lots of mechanisms and cages dangling. And cages dangling there. And down below we have things walking. So, just a second here. Yellow backbone. We have looked at this before, but just to refresh in case it has significance to where we're finding it this time. It's special body parts collected by the healing church. What was this gruesome bait used to lure? The additional rite rotted offering beckons ungodly forces, normally terrifying things, but also worthy prey for a special hunt. So, it doesn't seem to hold any significance to the fact that we're finding it in the Nightmare of Mensis. And there's no functional purpose for it to be here for us anyways. So, let's continue. And we came through those doors, so let's check out now the far other area. Other wall, I mean. I don't think that there's going to be anything over here. So they just kind of wander. These are Murgo's attendants. They seem to be fully encased in like chainmail and metal armor. There's more of them up ahead. I don't want them surrounding me if they do become hostile. So I'm going to start attacking. They're called Murgo's attendants, but we have not yet seen Murgo or a reference to Murgo. There's so many more of them now. And they can become aggressive. As most things can in this game, or will, if they've been attacked. Alright, so we no longer hear their footsteps. We see a guy standing up above our head straight at the base of my handle. There's holes in the floor down below. And then we have... Well, let's check out over here first before we head down. Blue elixir, and we could drop down here, but here is one of the guys I saw down below and another off that way. But that is one of Murgo's chief attendants, or tormented nanny. And I honestly don't know which is the official name and which is the community name. I do think in this particular case, Murgo's chief attendant sounds more realistic. And they're inflicting, it looks like, fast poison. So, I'm done trying to stun them with the gun, and I'll just attack. Alright. Let's get out our torch. So like I said, I saw another up ahead, so let's be careful. Let's check behind us and watch the floor, because like I said, there are holes in the floor. That's not one, but up ahead is a large one. So there's another one of the chief attendants. There's the hole. One of the holes. Madman's knowledge. I just feel like he's lit up and meant to draw our attention, and it makes me nervous that we'll be ambushed, maybe by a bunch of those guys. I could use executioner gloves. Perhaps, if I don't know if that. See these guys with they're probably meant to try to push us off. He's got a crossbow. And now the chief attendant has our attention, and now we've got guys shooting crossbows at us too. Whoops, wrong button. And we also have to worry about the pit, so. It wasn't the wrong button, it was the wrong item. So that took care of him. Now let's take care of the guy with the crossbow. Okay, and so let's kind of explore again. We have a few items, an elevator. Lead elixir, pits. Cages full of books. I just feel like I'm looking so far ahead that I am going to mess up and wander right into one of these pits. Alright, so it looks like the only spot to go forward is the elevator. No doorways along this wall. It's literally just the elevator and the pits back here, so. There's an opening on both sides of these, so we will look for kind of drop-off points, but no chance of that because it was such a short ride. Now we're up above. And this brings us to an area out here. Wrong item. I wanted to take a closer look. But we can take a real close look. We have a messed up mixture of a angry dog and a bird and a crow, a giant crow. And so now we've got several of them. And then we have a dog with a crow head. These nightmares are messed up. Alright. So, nowhere to go there and nowhere to go here. Just up these stairs. Where I hear more noise. Okay. There's one. There's another, but I heard another there, so let's deal with these ones first, and the one will try to drop on us. Alright. Man, that looks dangerous. And I missed, so I don't know if it's just a roll into it type. So let's just... And that is how you get over here. We'll roll back over there. And I still hear more because they're down there, I think. A bird-headed dog down below. Obviously, that looks like a main path to go to. Let's deal with these first. Alright. Kin Cold Blood. Bloodstone Chunk. I don't know if these Cold Bloods ever end up having any significant description. So Kin Cold Blood. Cold blood of inhuman kin of the cosmos, brethren of the Great One. So that's worth reading. Dare not to delve into the world beyond humanity, the eldritch truth touched upon long ago at Bergenorth. That's the first that really kind of seemed interesting. Or worth checking to see if it could be read. Alright. Looks like an elevator, and then one that doesn't operate at this side, but must be down below. Let's go here. See where this takes us. This takes us to the right-hand side that we ran up the first time and said this device doesn't operate from this side. And we lit that lamp, and then there's another elevator over here that doesn't operate from this side. So in other words, it's a shortcut from this lamp where we can bypass everything and get right to where we are at this moment. So from that lamp, you can just hop in this elevator or call the elevator if it's not there, and it will get you up here. We need to still unlock this one somehow, so that means we need to go through here. Starting to get more nervous just because I'm remembering less of this now. We see a skeleton seemingly pulled or operating like a puppet. And so there was a bridge there, but I was able to walk around it. And I am having memories of this next area, which is why I'm going a little slow, because this can feel a little maze-like. As we enter a boss fight.
Or some say cosm. Do you hear our prayers? No, we shall not abandon the dream. No one can catch us. No one can stop us now.
And that is Mikolash, host of the nightmare. So, you are brought into what is essentially kind of a maze. We have steps up there, and there will be these marionette style. And he howls, and here he is. And here is the first spot where he really stops and will fight you. Except he has these guys in here with him. And he uses that. Which obviously can hit hard, as we've used it for that very purpose. And then we've got him here. And so just watch out. He has other moves he can use too. I think if you get far enough away, he'll use a call beyond. And then at half health, he does that.
Majestic! A hunter is a hunter even in a dream. But alas, not too fast. The nightmare swirls and churns unending.
And I just want to call out, at the beginning he said, "Oh, cause," or some say "cosm." That doesn't mean anything to us now, except it seems to be a reference to cosmos. And maybe we will hear the word cause or cosm again.
Cos. Or some say cosm.
Like that.
Do you hear our print?
I hate that because I was trying to pick up the item and it ended his words. So, it's quite a large arena, which is strange for these. And then there he is. And he jumps through a mirror where we can't follow him. So, the secret, or not the secret, the thing to do now is try to find him. So it's a matter of trying to figure out where he could be, or where he is next. And we just have that drop there. The mirror. And then if we come back out, we can go to the right at the bottom of this, or back down to where we were. We're going to go ahead and go right here. And he's right down there. So a thing some people have found is that they can use bone ash and a very leveled up like cannon, for example, and essentially kill him here. Because if you don't kill him here, which I'm not going to, but bone marrow ash, first of all, because I haven't really leveled up my weapon, well, let's try the cannon. Nope, I don't even have enough to use the cannon, so what we actually will do is drop down on him, because that will be more valuable than shooting him with our gun. But yeah, people have used a cannon, bone marrow ash, and then we're able to just essentially kill him right here, take out what's left of his life. Oh, I should have shot him. And he shut the door behind him, so that leaves us back into the labyrinth to try to find him. and once we find them, to chase them around again. And there is a very specific way you can go if you know where you're going.
Ah, cause. Or some say cosm.
I don't know where I'm going, so.
Do you hear our prayers, as you once did for the vacuous Rome? Grant us eyes, grant us eyes. Plant I, the cosmos, of course. Let us sit about and speak feverishly, chatting into the wee hours of new ideas of the higher plane.
Iron door key. We're in the middle of a boss fight, but still, let's take a look at the iron door key. Key to the iron gate blocking the great mid-level bridge. Kin cold blood.
Ah, cos. Or some say cosm. Do you hear our prayers, as you once did for the vacuous Rome? Grant us eyes, grant the cosmos, of course. Let us sit about and speak feverishly, chatting into the wee hours of new ideas of the higher plane. Or some say cosm.
And you'll hear this quite a bit if you get lost.
Our prayers, as you once did for the vacuous Rome. Grant us eyes, grant us eyes. Plant eyes on our brains to cleanse our beastly idiocy. Around the lake of chatting into the wee hours of new ideas of the higher plane.
And this is a moon rune.
Or some say
lets you find more blood echoes, or gain more.
Do you hear our prayers, as you once did for the vacuous Rome? Grant us eyes, grant us eyes. Plant eyes on our brains to cleanse our beastly idiocy. A grand lake of mud, hidden now from sight. The cosmos, of course. Let us sit about and speak feverishly, chatting into the wee hours of new ideas of the higher plane.
So, he mentioned a grand lake of mud, and basically grant us eyes as well. So remember, he is of the church, and not of Bergenworth like Willem, who believed in the eyes as well. But he's talking about Kaz and the grand lake of mud.
Cos.
Listen again.
Or some say cosm. Do you hear our prayers, as you once did for the vacuous
I almost
Rome?
died.
Grant us eyes, grant us eyes. plant eyes on our brains to cleanse our beastly idiocy. A grand lake of mud, hidden now from sight. The cosmos, of course. Let us sit about and speak feverishly, chatting into the wee hours of new ideas of the higher plane.
And so now he does that call beyond,
The cosmos,
which hits hard.
Course.
Call beyond.
The cosmos, of course.
And then he, of course, uses that as well still.
Now I'm waking up. I'll forget everything.
So he's been asleep in the nightmare and gained insight, and he's afraid it's all gone now. And that's Mikolash, host of the nightmare, now awakened and forgetting everything. He dropped the cage, which is a piece of gear. There it is, right near the student's uniform. The School of Mensis controls the unseen village. This hexagonal iron cage suggests their strange ways. The cage is a device that restrains the will of the self, allowing one to see the profane world for what it is. It also serves as an antenna that facilitates contact with the great ones of the dream. But to an observer, the iron cage appears to be precisely what delivered them to their harrowing nightmare. Cage is a device that restrains the will of the self, allowing one to see the profane world for what it is. So they wear it to not see the real world as the real world, and as an antenna to talk to great ones. But according to others, they say this is what caused them all to be lost in the nightmare. And somewhere, that bridge lifted. It was above me, not below. So here's where we picked up some items. And I had dropped down to where we were fighting him. So I had dropped down here, which means I need to go up. That's the first area where we dropped on him. And now this has a bridge across. Takes us to a lamp. And from the lamp leads out this way. So, we will call this episode here. In the next episode, we will continue upward past this, but actually we will track a little bit, or actually continuing forward will allow us to do something behind us that we need to do. But for now, that was The Nightmare of Mensis, and that was Miko Lash, host of The Nightmare. So we will end the episode here and continue on in the next episode. See you then.